She ordered a well done. That always tells me what experiences you've had in your life if you're ordering a well done steak. Well, ladies and gentlemen, she ate the steak with her hands. The joke is you, a woman that's almost 40, picking up a steak and biting it like you're an animal. You're embarrassing and classless, and I hate I ever hopped in your DM. I think it's all our jobs, male or female, to help people evolve. She ain't even really getting a third date if she don't pump fake. So I'm going out with my girlfriend and her family. She's Puerto Rican and Cuban. I'm in Miami. And we go out to this really nice restaurant. And as I explain what I did, guys, I know how bad this was. But at the time, I was 2021. I didn't realize how bad it was. So her mom says, "Oh, Bruce, you should try this." And I said, "Okay." And she takes her fork with food in it and kind of puts it in my direction. I take my hand and take the food off the fork and put it in my mouth. My girlfriend taps me on the arm. She's like, "That's not the right way to take food from somebody. You're supposed to, scrape it off of their fork onto your plate." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." Because sometimes you just don't know. So this woman on a date with this man doesn't know how to eat the steak properly. And okay, like how bad was she eating the steak? Like she didn't know how to cut it. She ordered it well done. That always tells me what experiences you've had in your life if you're ordering a well done steak. Because let me tell you something. I understand the history of why people order a well done steak. And typically you're coming from meager means and you're getting poor quality meat. So you have to make sure you cook it thoroughly. And that means well done. But good meat, you ain't got to do that. I actually eat my steaks medium rare. I like blood in my steak. Makes the steak juicier. It took me a long time and working in the restaurant industry before I found out that's what you're supposed to be doing. But nevertheless, I eventually found out because my taste evolves. I climbed out of the meager financial beginnings that I had and experienced more things. So did she order the steak? Well, like what did she do? Well, ladies and gentlemen, she ate the steak with her hands. She picked up the steak like it was a cheeseburger, ate it with the hands. Now, was he wrong for just leaving? More than likely, yes. He could have explained to her how to properly eat a steak. But I haven't read to y'all the exchange that these two people had. So here is the exchange that these two people had. "Hey, are you okay?" This is her. "Hey, are you okay? You've been gone from the table for like 10 minutes. He texts back, "I left." She responds, "What you mean you left? You haven't even paid and you said you were going to the bathroom." He responds, "I paid for my food." "Dude, what the F? I hope this is a joke." He responds, "The joke is you, a woman that's almost 40, picking up a steak and biting it like you're an animal. You're embarrassing and classless, and I hate I ever hopped in your DM. You're nothing like you appear on the internet." She responds, "Man, I only allowed you to take me on this date so I could get a meal. Ain't no way you playing in my face like this. A real man would have shown me how to properly eat the steak. If you broke and can't afford me, you shouldn't have taken me out on a date. I don't have the money for this food. You need to cash at me." He responds, "Shorty, you got your meal. You just got to pay for it. Be blessed, big rabbit teeth." I'm sorry. That's funny. Big rabbit teeth. All right. So they're both wrong. Karma is a mother. So you in her DMs, you trying to get with her because you had this perception of that she portrays on the internet of the woman that she is. You meet her and realize that's not the woman that you saw on the internet, and you decide to bounce. You wrong for that. I don't know if it's a man's job to teach people. I think it's all our jobs, male or female, to help people evolve. So as she grabbed the steak with her big teeth, chomping on it, he could say, hey, it would be a little easier if you take the fork and the steak knife and cut it, and you don't have to get your hands dirty, and it'll be easier to chew, instead of you trying to tear it apart with your teeth. That's one way you could approach it instead of automatically being disgusted. Now, this is karma for her as well, because she clearly states that she was using him to get a free meal. So, baby girl, you ain't get that free meal. You didn't get it because you was using somebody. So y'all both got karma, right? Him thinking that she was all that, popping up. She ain't all that. Might have been the girl of your dreams in your head. In reality, she was not. And ma'am, you get it because you was using him to get a free meal. Not because, hey, he's been in my DMs, he's been wanting to take me out. Let me give this guy a chance. He might be an interesting person. I might have a good time. Nope, it was to get a free meal. And how you gonna come with no money? No money? Let me explain to women out there. I don't agree with this. I'm old school. I believe a man pays for the first date. I believe a man actually pays for the second date. By the time we get to the third date, it's whoever asks the other person out. I've gone on 3 dates with a woman and she ain't paid. She ain't getting no fourth date. She don't even pump fake. She ain't getting no fourth date. She ain't even really getting a third date if she don't pump fake. That happened to me recently, like 6-7 months ago, where I took a woman out twice. She ain't even pump fake. There was not going to be a third date. And she had a big old booty. She did. Women nowadays, you need to have your own money just in case. I got a lot of female friends, and sometimes guys ask to go Dutch. That's not my cup of tea, but I'm not going to knock another man for saying, let's go Dutch, because let me explain something to you ladies out here. Traditionally speaking, we're the ones that pay on the first date. If you're going on a lot of first date, that costs. That's not money coming out of your pocket. How much money does it really cost for a woman to date? When you're in a relationship, yes, but to date, it's the burden financially is on men, and men in the manosphere don't come in here co-signing what I'm saying, because I'm not an ally for y'all. I'm just saying, generally speaking, the financial burden on dating typically falls on the man. That doesn't mean that women shouldn't have their own money just in case that man says, let's go Dutch. And I don't know how to judge a man in today's climate if he asks to go Dutch, because I don't know what he's doing in his personal life. But if you ask a woman out, bruh, that's on you. So he should have paid for the meal. He could have paid for the meal and be like, I'm never hanging out with you again, because you are not the class of woman I would like to date. I think it probably had to do more with just a steak. But honestly, 40 years old and you don't know how to eat a steak properly, you grab it with your hands, and he actually has a picture up. I'm not going to post that, but if you Google search it, you'll find it. He posted a picture of her eating the steak, and she eating it like a hamburger, gnawing at it. If I ever took a woman out and she was eating a steak like that, I'd be like, I'm never going out with this woman ever again. But they both wrong. But that is a cringe story. Like, dude been in your DMs for a while and, finally allow him to take you out and he act a fool.
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.